Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Okay, today's video is going to be a vlog, a day in the life video of me as I go and play drums at a corporate function gig, large venue in Nottingham. So we'll prepare for the gig, we'll travel along, we'll set up, we'll look at the waiting around before we go on, the performance, coming home, unpacking. Should be a fun day, so follow along, see how we get on. Cheers. Okay, so here we are. Large venue in Nottinghamshire called Kelham Hall. This was a corporate function. There were 380 people there, I think. So many tables of dining and what have you. And then dancing to the band and then a disco. So as you can see, I'm playing drums. Here are a few initial stills. And in this video, we're going to follow through the activities of the day, pre-going, traveling there, setting up, etc., etc., etc. So the day begins with a little bit of preparation, using my iPad, some final charts for some new songs. I tend to use my iPad for songs that we are just learning, just so I get the structures right. So there were quite some interesting stuff to learn, and then a little bit of practice. So I was just running through a couple of the new songs and just having a bit of a warm-up. And then what we have to do, it's still the morning of the gig, we have to start tearing down some of the stuff that I'm going to take with me. So the pedals and the stool. In fact, I didn't take this stool with me. We start taking it all to the garage and sorting everything out. But actually, before we go, got to do a couple of online lessons to finish the teaching week off. And then what we do is move on to checking that we've got everything, packing the right microphones, making we've got all the stands, and just making sure everything is in order. I always do this to avoid any problems when we get to the gig. So now we're loading up into the Honda Jazz. See previous video about this. Always get loaded in plenty of time so we can then relax before the gig. And here we are, setting off. So we've arrived at Kelham Hall and I can load all my gear in 2 journeys. At this point it's probably about 4:30 in the afternoon. So here's a time lapse of us setting up. I was actually last to arrive because I had some lessons to do. And you can see I've taken my Tamastar Classic kit using the Yamaha Crosstown hardware. Yeah, here we are setting everything up. You can see everybody going about their business. My kit takes about 20 minutes and here we are just about ready to do a quick sound check. Unusually for this gig, we are using the in-house PA. We normally take our own. We used our own digital desk so we could have our in-ear monitor mixes, but otherwise it was the in-house venue, so that saved us a little bit of time and we were able to run a couple of the new tunes in sound check. You can see it's quite a big room, very echoey. Just a quick shot of my setup. You can see a simple setup, 2 cymbals, 1 hi-hat, and there's my in-ears waiting on the floor tom. We had quite a nice green room / dressing room for this one. By the time we'd finished setting up, it was about 6 o'clock. We weren't due to go until about 10, which in fact turned into more like 11 o'clock, as these do's often run late. But here we've actually got quite an extensive suite at our disposal. The venue provided us with some sandwiches and some melon and a load of sweets. Two of the band went to McDonald's and it was quite cold in there. And I was listening to the football commentary while waiting. But we get to all sit around, have a chat, have a social. And we're still waiting. Finally, it was time to go on. Once all the speeches and raffles and everything had been done, we had about an hour and 10 minutes left. We would normally do 2 sets, but actually we just played 1 set straight through. As you can see, it was quite busy. Not put any audio on here of the actual band for copyright reasons, but the dance floor was pretty much packed start to finish. The DJ who was with us on the night, he was kind enough to take some photos from the side of the stage, so you can just get a feel for the atmosphere, and all told it was a really nice gig. The dance floor was full, everybody enjoyed it. We received some great feedback. There's a bit more live footage just there before the time lapse of me setting my kit away. So basically this takes me about 20 minutes. It's really a reverse of putting it all together as you'd expect. So I'll begin by taking the mics off, then the cymbals and the drums, and fold everything into the cases. And as you can see, everybody else is pretty much doing the same thing. We tend not to hang around long at the end of a gig. By this point it was about 1 o'clock as I'm putting stuff in the car, bearing in mind I left my home at about 4 p.m. It's a long day. So we're pretty much the last in the venue here, apart from the catering staff, and really now it's just a chance to unwind, but actually crack on, get everything loaded and get off home. Quick debrief, then off we go. So 45 minutes later, we're back home. It's about 1:30, 1:45 at this point. So just get my stuff in the garage, load it up, pack it away, and then we're done for the day. So I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.